Sri Lanka, world famous for its unspoilt beaches, tea plantations and its natural beauty. For 25 years, it was besieged by religious conflict. All that is history now, and in its place, a new wave of change is taking over. One area contributing to redevelopment of the country is its vocational education and training. Here in Colombo, the Vocational Training Authority, or VTA, under the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Skills Development, trains 30,000 youths a year from its 273 centres across the island. Its mission? To equip young Sri Lankans with vocational skills for the global market. Harsha Nirmal is one of them. At 22, his ambition is to one day own his own car workshop. He joined the automobile mechanic course at VTA a year ago to learn the craft.
After this course, I can be a technician, automobile technician. So I hope to go up to management level so that I can manage some group of technicians. So that is my ambition, to do the degree and start management.
Recently, Harsha's instructors have been trying out a new method of teaching using problem-based learning, or PBL. In PBL, students are presented with a realistic problem which industry practitioners often face and work in teams to research and discuss possible solutions. Today, for example, Harsha's instructor tells them to imagine that a customer has come into the workshop with an engine problem. Harsha and his teammates have to find solutions to the customer's problem.
This is the exact way how we get when we go to the industry. Because as I said, customer comes and tells us what the problem is. So because of that, we get the ability to think, and then we can solve a problem quite good.
PBL was introduced to the instructors at VTA by lecturers from Republic Polytechnic Singapore in 2013. The training for VTA's instructors was supported by a program grant from Temasek Foundation, a non-profit philanthropic organization based in Singapore. Since it was set up in 2007, Temasek Foundation has been supporting the human and social capital development of communities in Asia. Almost half of their efforts have been in the area of education. The foundation is working with Republic Polytechnic to equip 60 lead trainers and educators from Sri Lanka in developing their technical and vocational pedagogy expertise in hospitality, info communications and construction.
In developing these partnerships, it's important that we listen to the countries in which we engage, and in this instance, the Sri Lankan Ministry of Education. There was a need identified by the Sri Lankan government for us to work alongside with them in the areas of problem-based learning, specifically in the area of hospitality, information technology, as well as construction technology. These are key strengths of Republic Poly, and we felt that you are the most relevant institutions to partner with.
VTA has chosen 6 modules within its courses to adopt the PBL approach. In this IT class, for example, Madhushan, an IT instructor, has just released the problem statement for the day to Jude and his classmates. Instead of sitting in rows, he has arranged the class to work in teams to encourage teamwork.
Usually class is the instructor is there, like instructor, and the next tables, students are sitting and listening to the teacher. Teacher are writing, and students are writing notes. It's sometimes boring. We are learning from 9 AM to 4 to 15 PM, and it's so difficult to sit in some position, and it's focus for the teacher.
And PBL system is the better way to practically solve the problems. I think that's a better way to learn.
Madhushan was introduced to PBL by his colleague Sanjeeva. Sanjeeva had attended 4 intensive training workshops conducted by lecturers from the Republic Polytechnic on the PBL pedagogy. They then took the best practices in PBL to adopt into their curriculum to form a hybrid system.
In Sri Lankan perspective, the PBL is very good. So normally this Sri Lankan education method, and especially in the vocational education method, normally we use the teacher-centered method. So what teacher knows, they teach to students. Normally, in my experience from our instructors, the students get what the teacher knows. So the students' knowledge also depends on the teacher's knowledge. So in adapting the PBL, that gives some different perspective of that students' learning.
The interweaving of two separate pedagogies was not always easy. However, Sanjeeva and his colleagues found that their students welcomed the change and enjoyed learning in this way.
So when we first came to develop this workshop and this program, what we believed in was we wanted to share a new way of looking at teaching and learning. We did not want to be too prescriptive about a pedagogical approach because they have their own training, vocational standards and learning outcomes. We wanted them to have the ideas and to empower them to be able to innovate and create the teaching approach, the problem-based learning, to shape it in a way that would really work for them in their Sri Lankan context.
After 9 intensive months of training, 58 VTA trainers have completed the TF-supported training program and are receiving their PBL course certificates at a ceremony at VTA. These 58 trainers now have within their skill sets yet another pedagogical tool which enables them to enhance their teaching. Like what Sanjeeva had done with Madhushan, these 58 trainers will go on to impart their knowledge to another 120 trainers.
I could say the program was success. Now altogether we have 90 instructors where they're going to train another 120. These master trainers will train another 120. So these trainers can apply PBL while conducting their subjects in the classrooms, and also the individuals, students can learn through PBL and apply PBL to their while employing in their trades. So it's a fantastic thing.
This training program is in fact the third technical and vocational education and training or TVET program that Temasek Foundation is supporting in Sri Lanka. Working with the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Skills Development, the first two programs focus on TVET training in mechatronics and electronics at the diploma and degree levels and in TVET pedagogy training. Temasek Foundation has supported 48 TVET programs in 15 countries across the region.
In all of Temasek Foundation's program, we make an effort to jointly review the outcomes and the outputs of the program alongside our partners. Recently, we have had this opportunity to review this on-site alongside with our partner, the Ministry of Education, and the outcomes have been most satisfactory and in fact very encouraging to know that the potential for this program to be a catalyst for good work in terms of sustainable programs, in terms of meaningful programs that will benefit students in Sri Lanka is apparent.
VTA is very fortunate to have a friend like RPL and a giant brother like Temasek. And our friendship will last long. And definitely we'll visit RPL very soon, and I always invite the Temasek and RPL to help us to build a proper PBL methodology.
We hope that with this, it will create better employability opportunities for the students, as well as opportunities for students to engage with the industries when they graduate. We'll continue to build this shared future with our partners.
Like many young Sri Lankans, Jude and Harsha have big ambitions and put a high value on education. They are testimony that a brand new chapter is about to dawn in Sri Lanka. Their journeys prove that when organizations work together beyond geographical boundaries, the future is bright.